Welcome back to the coffee session. So today we have a lot going on. I'm trying to do this Sipologie coffee brewing with Sriram Estate from Riverside, Coorg, and I also talk about the flavor wheel. Then I also have a day coffee sessions with Whisky Coffee Mocha Pot. So hope you like these coffee sessions and observations, and thank you for having coffee with me. Welcome back to Lens Dynamic Coffee Session. Today I thought I will brew in a little upgraded equipment. So I got this flask from Sipologie. It has this steel filter. It's looking fine for the entry level budget, but only thing I wish it would have had is a little handle. It has no handle. Uh, this is like this. It has like a steel filter. So this is the steel filter, and I tried brewing this with water. However, I have not brewed any coffee in this. So this is what it looks like. Pretty basic and functional, I guess. And then it has this. It fits in nicely. Only thing is there is no cap for it, so I'm just using a coaster as a cap for it. So this is the one, and I plan to experiment a few ways with it. So I plan to brew the same coffee. I'm interested in knowing how good is this steel filter, because there is a filter that comes in the coffee machine also, like the Philips coffee maker, and that is the mesh is not that complex, but this looks like a pretty nice two-layered kind of mesh. So what I will be interested in knowing is we use this paper is because it filters out the oils, and there is different logic to it, but one is that obviously the oils carry fat, so maybe that is one thing, but I am not sure how that affects the flavor or not. I've brewed the same coffee sometimes like in French press and in pour over, and I've seen difference in results. Like oils sometimes carry more flavor, but pour over sometimes gives a very clean cup. So what I'll do is I'll use one coffee today, and I'll brew it once in this and once in this. So the other way I could have done this is I could have brewed it in this, and then I could have added the paper filter in this and brewed it again in linear time. But I want to do it at the same time. So what I'll do is I'll brew it together in this and this. And today I'll also talk about something called the flavor wheel. So there is this coffee flavor wheel that is pretty famous. If you see anytime in cafes, they would have it up on their walls. So I came across something really interesting that is called Blue Tokai's Flavor Guide for Indian Coffees. So it's the Indian flavor wheel. I'll leave the link, but essentially it has like this typical Blue Tokai's umbrella design, and it has right starting from black tea, uh, like floral, berry, dried fruit. So floral, fruity, sour, fermented, green. That is one half of it, and the other half is like sweet, nutty cocoa, spices, roasted, and others. So I think we pretty much play within the fruity range, and within fruity, it just goes to different things like. So I and some other coffee tasters might use it interchangeably. These terms like fruity, flowery, and all that. But within fruity, you have things like berry, dried fruit, other fruit, citrus fruit, and within that there is this whole family of fruits. I think I'll use this. I wish I could take a printout. The actual flavor wheel that is with the SCS, I think Specialty Coffee Association, is actually like $10. um, but I think this will do as of now. This is called the Indian Flavor Wheel, and this SCA is the Specialty Coffee Association, and they actually it's like a license thing, so you actually need to pay a higher price. That's about the flavor wheel, and then we are also using this gooseneck today. So in terms of measurements, like for pour over, people recommend 1 is to 14 to 1 is to 20. I typically, from the beginning, I've been doing like 1 is to 17 for some reason, because one of my cups was like 180 ml. So I used to take this spoon with 10 grams. But now the good thing is this thing has like measurements. So this can brew up till 400 ml. but a decent size, reasonable is 300. But I tried checking like most of my cups here, like this cup over here, this cup, they are at a comfortable like drinking measurement. They hold up to 250 ml water. And I tried this gooseneck, though this can hold up to 300 ml. So the thing is like because of this structure, I can't fully fill it, or I can't even fill it like 90%, because once I start pouring, the water will fall out. So I have to keep it somewhere here, and this is where it will hold somewhere around like 250 ml. So this is what I'll do. I'll brew it like first this and this. So I'm just going to bloom this now for the pour. So in this steel filter thing, the pour is quite slow, whereas it's very fast in the paper one. There could be few reasons for it. One, the powder might be a bit too fine for this mesh. So as an adjustment, what I'll need to do is like grind it a little less fine, but we'll try to see like how it impacts the flavor. Like you see, this is already filtered through, and this is yet to go. So I'll wait till both of them have reached, so the brewing is consistent. So after tasting this, I realized that I forgot to add that I actually throughout this process brewed it pretty strong. So while by my original ratio, I should have probably used the entire 250 ml water in one pour. What I did was I roughly used around 300 ml in both these pours. So as a result of that, the coffee is brewed very strong, probably 1 is to 10 ratio. But the good thing is that the flavor was extracted really well. So probably next time I'll not do it that strong. So the coffee is brewed. Uh, I've always wanted to do this. I saw so many baristas and brewers doing this, and really looks nice to like. I've done many tastings at Starbucks, and every time I pretend I don't know anything about coffee and go in as a novice and do the same tasting, and all that I do, not to drink the coffee, but to get this feeling like when they brew it in this kind of a flask, the aroma of the coffee is something to behold. And this is like a makeshift equipment. Obviously, it's a French press, but straight away, like I'm not getting that aroma in this. Maybe obviously, but we are focusing more on the flavor and kind of the texture. So I'll pour both of these. Let's see what's the difference. While pouring also, I can see that this is very liquid, very thin, and this has a nice texture. It already, like I'm beginning to think if the steel thing is a better thing than the V60 paper filter. But yeah, these are the two coffees. I don't know if you can see any change here. I'll see it in the light. This one feels pretty dark. Yeah, so this is quite light. Yeah, so the intensity is coming across more in this. Like this is tasting like how when I drink coffee in a cafe, like pour overs, I get that dark note, and I get the like other features of the coffee also. But in this one, it's coming like very quickly. Yeah, so I just taste the acidity in this, like the bright part of it, but not the darkness like the body. In this one, I'm getting that darkness. Quite a nice flavor. So I'm really happy with this Sipologie thing. And here's to some more experiments with like brewings and comparisons. We have few more things coming up. I'll be doing Vietnamese coffee brewing. It will not be on pour over. It will be like in different methods, maybe Mocha Pot and French press. And I'll also put a video at the end. So I was doing some experiments with the Mocha Pot and with this whiskey coffee, and like mixing it with milk and some kind of observations in there. So do check it out. Really happy with this brewing, and this is a really fun thing to play around with for a few days. So that's about it. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your coffee. Hi, so I've just brewed this coffee, whiskey coffee. The last of it is left, so I was actually trying to do some mocha pot brews. Um, what I noticed was, apart from the very high temperature, the coffee gets a little muddy or a brown kind of texture. I'm just trying to like plan out my coffees in terms of the brewing and trying to club them. So I have few of these coffees left that I'm trying out in Mocha Pot and French press. So yesterday I tried the Mocha blend, Mocha Magic from Badra coffee. I shouldn't say I was surprised because it's a very fine kind of brand that I saw in the coffee festival, but the coffee just like won me over. Just one sip and it had everything that is generally promised on packs, like Mocha Magic, nutty and everything. So this was that coffee, Mocha Magic. I'm like I was really very fascinated with it. But yeah, moving on, I'm trying to do now is have one of these milk blended coffees like in the first half of the day, and go for like the pour overs or the more nuanced ones on the second half towards the evening or night. So I'll be trying this whiskey coffee. I'll just show you the texture. So this is the muddy texture I was talking about. It is reduced even further. Let me take a stick and show it to you. We'll try to blend some milk also in it. So I'm sipping it without the milk as of now. All the flavors, all the aromas are pronounced, like the sweetness from the whiskey notes. So it's very nicely bitter. I really love the intenseness in this, and that often happens in Mocha Pot. You get the intensity kind of multiplied sometimes, because the coffee is the water is traveling through the coffee, and then it's like essentially percolating, and then even in the top chamber from the heat it keeps getting boiled, so it gets like reduced, and it gives that Ethiopian coffee structure. So just by itself it's quite nice. I'll just add some milk in it. It's very smooth, and I think Mocha Pot is a very good method to brew it, because essentially it highlights, or it brings out that malty character. So if you've had like malt ice cream, or malt in like milk drinks, you know that you get that grainy malty kind of body, and that's what's coming through very nicely in this. And on further sips I'm getting that sweetness also, so I think it's quite a nice thing to have in the daytime. And it was a coffee brewing experience I wanted to share. So this is what it is: Edinburgh whiskey coffee, almost getting over, and a nice Mocha Pot brew of it with some added milk. Cheers.